Uh,
Hi, everybody. Tomorrow we'll learn at 7:30 Motzei Shabbos Daf Yomi, and then 8 o'clock the Navi. Okay?
Wow. It's getting it very tight, no?
Yeah, but the Shabbos isn't, Shabbos is, we may start, I'm going to be on the other side of town this Shabbos, but maybe next Shabbos we'll start learning in Shul.
And that's what I was going to suggest. But if you're going to be away, it's okay.
Well, they're naming the baby
Ah,
at Shul this Shabbos, so
okay.
oh, which shul? Which shul?
West Side.
Oh, that's
That's
I'm
where
gonna be on Pico also. I don't know where I'm davening though.
Well, Chaim davens at West Side.
Yeah, I think I'm staying by Yitzi, so I think he's at Happy Minion. Oh, we'll
Happy.
figure it out. You might as well tell me
I've been to Happy Minion.
yeah, it's pretty interesting people there.
That's an experience.
Yes.
Bring a pillow. It's long.
It's long, yeah. Long.
They have a nice kiddush there. Okay. Samechei 65. Bal Ov. That's Zepito Mamedaber Mishechio. This is like they would
Necromancer, it says here.
correct. They would call the voice of dead. They would bring back like a seance. They would bring back the voice of someone who died, and it would come out of a guy's armpit. Some kind of witchcraft. That's oath. Yidoni, Zamadaber Bipiv. You put a bone of an ostrich bird or some bird in the mouth, and the bone would talk. Would also tell somebody's fortune. Hare'elu baskila. So the one who actually carries this out is killed with skila. The one who asks these oracles questions, they get a lav, they get malkin. Here it mentions both ov yudoni. Umaishna gabi krisus diktoni bal ov. The shiara yudon doesn't mention when in Masechta Krisus, when it mentions all of the averes that you get koris for, it mentions but not you. So Rav Yechon Omar, it's not mentioned separately. The one lav discusses Yudoni. They're all the same Isser. So you don't get multiple Isurim if you do Yudoni. And over there, the list of the creases, that's the Korban Chatas, not Mezid.
Sorry, where are we? Hold on. What daf are we on?
We're on Samechei 65. Reish Lakish Amar Yudoni is not mentioned. Lefisha b'maisa. By the armpit, you have to sort of move your armpit, so there's a maisa. But here, the person, there's a bone in the guy's mouth, and it talks by itself, so there's no maisa. I've Rav Yechon Maishna Balov Denokat. Why did the Mishnah here mention Balov? Why not Yudoni? Mishum deposach b'ikra, because the Torah mentions it first. V'reish Lakish Maitam Elom Rav Yechon Amar Rav Papa. Because chalukin hein lemisa. Both are, you put the person to death whether they did one or the other. If Yudoni is a lav shem b'maisa, you might think that you'd be chayv only one chat. Rav Yechon said a chaluka de lav ma chaluka. The fact that they are individual lavim, it's enough of a chaluka. But chaluka to me is a loshma chaluka. Regarding to bring a korban chatas, that's not considered a division. Rav Yochanan, my time alone, Krish Lucky. Why didn't he explain that Yedoni is not mentioned because it's a lav shem b'maisa? Amar l'cha, masnisin bekrisus rekivi, who says Amar lobina maisa. Rabbi Kiva holds in order to be chayiv, you don't need a maisa. Even an aver there's no maisa, you'd be chayiv. Reish Lakish would hold Nihidalo boy Rabbi Kiva maisa rabba. Maybe Rabbi Kiva, when he says that you don't need a big maisa, but a small maisa zuta boy, it requires a little bit of a maisa. Like Megade, when you curse Hashem, my maisa ikka. I Rabbi Kiva's machayva Megade. What maisa is there? Akimat svasim. When you talk, you move your lips. That's called a maisa, havi maisa. So bal oiv, my maisa ikka. When you hear the voice coming out of the armpit, what is the maisa? Hakoshes royosef. You have to make noise with your arm, and that's havi maisa. So afilu rabbanon who require a full-fledged maisa, is that enough? Vatanya eino chayiv el davar sheish b'maisa. For avodah zarah to be chayiv, you got to do a maisa. Kagon zibuach, kitur, nisuch, yishtach avo, you got to shecht, burn incense, pour wine, bow. Ramesh Lakish, mein tani yishtach avo, Rabbi Kivihi. Do amar lo bein in maisa. Bowing is enough of a maisa. Rabbi Yochanan afilu teim rabbanon. Kfivas komas rabbanon avi maisa. Bending your body is a maisa. Hashreish Lakish kfivas komas lo avi maisa. The way Reish Lakish is learning that bending is not considered a maisa according to Chachamim. So hakoshes ro'esav balov avi maisa. So what kind of maisa is flapping your elbow? It's less than a maisa than ishtachavo. So Kikom Reish Lakish Nami Rabbi Kiva. Reish Lakish is talking only according to Rabbi Kiva, holds you don't need a Maisa. Well, Rabbanan lo. Rabbanan you would not be Chai. Ihachi, if the Chachamim really hold that a Balov that is no Maisa. So not only is Megadef an aver that you don't bring a Chatas because there's no Maisa, you should have said Yotza Megadef Ubaloiv. It's in the same category. L'omer Ula is b'makater l'shade. The act of bal'oiv that the Chachamim will say you have to bring a chatas for is when you burn incense to whatever this demon is, in order to bring the voice of the mace, the seance, through the armpit. Omer of makater l'shade. Well, that's harei avodah zarah. That's not oiv. That's regular avodah zarah. Chaver is like a Pied Piper who would like play a flute and animals would follow him. You do some kind of magic to bring the shading. So Amar Abaya Makater L'Chaver, that's already another lav called Choiver Chaver. That's a special. It's not oiv. So Amar Rava in. Yes, it's chover chover, but the Torah Omer chover zeh, this special kind of chover where you gather a demon to give an oracle through somebody's armpit is killed b'skim. So the Chachamim say chover chover, echad chover god. These are some people through magic would be able to bring big animals. V'echad chover cotton, small animals. Afil nechashim b'krovim, even snakes and scorpions. Somebody who brings wasps and scorpions, that they should bite each other, even though his kavanah that they should not do damage, it's usher. Now Rav Yochanan, why is it that the Chachamim consider bowing? That's enough of a maisa. But by Megadef, because they excluded Megadef from a korban chatas because it was a lav shem b'maisa, why is moving your lips not considered a maisa according to Chachamim? Amar B'shani Megadef, V'yeshno b'leiv, because you also need the intent in your heart. When you curse Hashem, it's not just the maisa, but you have to have a kavanah. The ikar is totally b'kavanas halev. If he said something without kavanas alev, it's not megade, and therefore you're not chayiv for ma'isa like that. Masik Rav Zeir. Yotsu Eidim Zomamin. You don't bring a korban chatas if you're an Eid Zomim, if you did it b'shogeg, because it's shein b'maisa. You just give testimony. There's no maisa. Frankly, more amai. I thought you said I keep moving your lips as a maisa. And I'll listen to believe the way you got it out of Magadiv. You said it has to do with your heart, but an aid has nothing to do with your heart. It's what you testify. So, you have to generate a voice. So, a call is not considered mamish. Now, the call of Yochanan, lav maisu, va'itmar. There's a debate among the Amoraim, because there's a lav of loisachsom shor bedisha. Don't muzzle an animal while he's threshing. Now, usually that means you put on a muzzle. What about chosma b'kol? You yelled at him, so he shouldn't eat. Are you over loisachsom shor bedisha? Or hinhiga b'kol? You have two animals, two different species. You're not allowed to put them in a yoke, one yoke. But what if you led them with a voice? Lo sach rosh b'shor v'chamor yachdav. Rabbi Yochanan chayiv. That if you do it with your call, you are chayiv, like a maisa. Mishlokish am your partner, Rabbi Yochanan chayiv, because akin of piva avi maisa. Moving your lips is considered a maisa. How can you tell me that Rabbi Yochanan holds that it's not a maisa? Right? Mishlokish am your partner, because akin of piva avi maisa. Alam Rava, shiny edim zomim in all the yeshlan b're'iyah. Edim zomim have to see what, they have to see something and then testify. The re'iyah has no maisa, so the underlying avera is not considered a maisa. Bal oiv, zemedaber bein aprokim. Somebody who speaks from the folds of your limbs, like in your armpit or your elbow. Maybe that's sila yodov, or it comes from the armpit. Yudoni zeminiach etzem. Yudua. Yudua, I think, is an ostrich. And they took the bone of an ostrich, they put it in a person's mouth. Vu medaber me'elav, and the bone talks. Meisvei, from Yeshaya. Vayak ka'ov me'eretz kolech. My love the mishtoiki urcha. Means the mace is talking directly, directly from the grave, not through a bone, or not through an armpit. Lo, the solik v'yasim. The mace comes through this magic and is in the armpit. Bein aprok. Toshma. V'tomer Yishal Shol. After the death of Shol HaMelech, Shol HaMelech raised Shmuel HaNavi with a witch, with a balas o. V'tomer Yishal Shol Olim Ra'isya Olim in Haaretz. My love, the mace, Shmuel himself went up. Lo. The Yosef ben Aprokim Mishtoi. It was between the armpit of the Baloi. Ton Rabban. Balov Echad Amayla Bischuro. If you bring it up through some kind of magic. Echad Nishlo Begulgoles. Or you use the skull. Ma ben Zelazet Mala Bischuro. Ein Ola Kedarka. It doesn't come up straight, comes up backwards. And Ein Ola B'Shabbos. Nishal B'Gulgolas, if you ask the skull, Oila Kedarka of Oila B'Shabbos, the mace comes back straight, and it comes back B'Shabbos. Now, Oila Lehechasok, where's it going? Hakami Manach. The skull is right here. Elema Oina Kedarka of Oila B'Shabbos. It answers through the armpit. Vav Sheila Zu Shal Turnasufus Aroshes Rabbi Akiva. Turnasufus was a Roman that would have debates with Rabbi Akiva. Why is Shabbos different than other days? Rabbi Akiva told him, why you have a Caesar and then you have regular people? Because my master, the Caesar, wants me to be a governor. As it's up to him. Same thing. Shabbos, the ruler of the world, Hashem, made the day sanctified. This is, you don't understand what I was asking you. Who told you that today is Shabbos? Maybe another day is Shabbos. There was a river that was protecting the Asara Shvatim, and it would throw out rocks. But on Shabbos it would rest. So you could tell that this is Yom HaShabbos. Baalov Yochiach, or these witchcrafts with Baalov, which we just said would not rise on Shabbos. Kivra de Aviv de Yochiach. Turnusufrus' father, who was a Rasha. Ein Malo Hashem b'Shabbos. He was in Gehenim. Normally, smoke would rise from his grave every day, but on Shabbos it wouldn't. Amr lo, bezisi bayashto v'kilalalto. You embarrassed me, or you embarrassed my father, and in public, you're makalalim. Then the pasuk says, "Shoel ov v'doresh el hamesim." What is doresh el hamesim? Doresh el hamesim is kinetanya. The doresh el hamesim is amar v'atzma v'holich v'lam v'esakos. You starve yourself. You go and you sleep in the cemetery. Kedei shetishra lav ruach tuma. So the ruach tuma will come on the person. He'll be able to hear what the mesim are talking about. Ushai Rabbi Kiva magil mikra zayabocha. When Rabbi Kiva would come to this pasuk, he would cry. Ma marvat smoke kedei shetishra lav ruach tuma. Shoy lav ruach tuma. Person starves himself so that he should have ruach tuma, and it happens. So amar atzma kedei shetishra lav ruach tahar alachas kama v'kama. Someone who tries to do the same thing for ruach hakodesh, it certainly should happen. But we are not zoicha for ruach kedusha. Shenemar ki im avnosechem hayu mavdilim beinechem levein Elohechem v'chatosechem astiru ponim mikem mishmoa. Pasuk in Yishai. Amar Rava ibot stiki boro alo. If the tzaddikim would want, they'd be able to create a whole world. Shenemar ki avnosechem hayu mavdilim beinechem levein Elohechem. A tzaddik was no averis. He's similar to Hashem. Just like Hashem is Bora Oilam, and tzaddik can do the same. Rava Bora Gavra. Rava made a goyim. Like the Maral made a goyim, Rava made a goyim. Shadri l'kamed Rav Zeri. He sent the goyim to Rav Zeri. Avakom Yishlobadev l'avakom Adarle. Rav Zeri was talking to it and never answered. Omer min chavrei at hadar lafracha. He said, "Oh, you're one of these people that were created with the Shem of Mefurish, Chachamim created you. Go back to your dust." Rav Chanina Rav Oshava Yasu Komad Shabta va'aski b'Sefer Yetzira. Rav Chanina Rav Oshava would gather Erev Shabbos. They would study Sefer Yetzira. Umivlahu igla til savachile. They would make a fatted calf, and they would eat it l'kavod Shabbos. So you see, tzaddikim could create things. Then the pasuk says, "Me'onein." Rav Shimon Zeh Mavir Shiva Mine Zocher Ala Ayin. 7 different types of semen on his eye to do some kind of magic. It's like a magician who, does slate through sleight of hand. Rabbi Kiva Zeh Machashiv Itim B'Shos. He does like the astrology. He said, "Oh, today is a good lucky day to travel. Tomorrow's a good day to go to business." Or or this Erev Shemitah, the grain will be very successful. Ikur kitnus miyosra. But when they uproot the legumes, he would predict that they would not become rotten. Those are all examples of ma'onin. Ton rabbanim menachesh, zeh, Ha'omer pito nafla mipiv. Well, this guy was eating a piece of bread, it fell out of his mouth. It's bad luck for him. Maklo nafla miyado. He dropped his stick. It's a bad siman. Korelo machora. He called backwards. He has to go backwards. A raven is calling him. Or he found a black cat in front of him. Tzvi yifsik b'derech. A deer's walking in front of him. Or nachash miyamino v'shul mishmo. There's a snake to his right and a fox to his left. All of these are, if he relies on these simonim, good luck, bad luck, all of this is usher through kishuv.
No black cats in front of you.
Right?
Only Herald cats.
Only black. But you're a Weiser cat.
Yeah. Ernie, what would happen if Paul Winchell was alive back then?
You mean Winchell Mahoney?
Or, yeah, the ventriloquists. I mean, would there be Kishuf? No.
No, that's a show.
Okay.
They don't have a bone in there.
Didn't have a bone.
That's a show. That's a show. First of all, you could see his mouth move a little bit. It's a show.
Yeah.
Remember, we learned in Sorba, we learned about magic that we know it's not true. And
Yeah.
this was, like in India, the snake charmer.
Snake charmers. Yeah.
So that's what the chover. They had some kind of power over animals.
Interesting.
Like they would play and the animals would follow him.
Oh, they had the Pied Pipers that you mentioned. Yeah, interesting.
But
All right.
we know that just as a legend, but the horror that the people did this kind of stuff.
Yeah, their shtick. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good job.
Wild Gemara.
Oh, by the way,
Mazel tov, Ernie.
thank you. By the
Mazel
way,
tov. A big Kiddush the Shabbos. Send us the name during Shabbos. We want to know.
well, after Shabbos. You notice we talked about walking on fire through fire.
Yes.
Remember, in India, there were these fire walkers.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Right.
It's got to be the Voda Zara came from there.
Well, you know who also did that? Who was that motivational? Tony Robbins.
He would walk on fire.
At his seminars, he would make people walk over hot coals to concentrate. Yeah, he had shtick like that. Tony Robbins.
Hmm.
A lot of people I know went there. They also got shtiklach now.